So if you are somebody that's trying to sell your house right now, you may be wondering where all the offers are. There are many reasons homes aren't selling, and believe it or not, politics is one of them. So if you are trying to sell, or somebody you know is trying to sell, feel free to share this with them, because this doesn't just apply to Montana. Let me explain what's going on. Before we get to this week's episode, I would like to take a minute to thank all of you that have been watching our videos. I do have one favor to ask though. I was looking at our stats and it says that 68% of the people that watch our videos are not subscribed to our channel. So if you're one of those people, I would really appreciate it if you could subscribe. It would definitely help us out a ton. Thank you. And let's get on with this week's episode. So the first problem I see all the time is that homes just aren't standing out. Right now, we have, unlike a couple years ago, we have more and more homes coming on the market and more competition. So whether or not the agent isn't doing a good job marketing it or the photos are really bad, the homes that are sitting there, a lot of times they're just not standing out compared to everything else, which right now is crucial in this market. It's not like it was 3 years ago, 2 years ago, when you could put a house on the market and get 10 offers. So right now in Kalispell, the median home price is $535,000. So I looked up how many homes are available between $400,000 and $600,000, and there's 147 homes. To put that into perspective, in April of 2022, there were 1,398 homes for sale, and right now there's 2,404 homes for sale. That's a difference of 1,006. So like I said, there's tons more competition and way more reason you have to have your house stand out in order to be noticed in this more competitive market. One of the things you can do that shows my point, just go to Zillow or Realtor.com, put in a search in whatever town you want to, and there's going to be tons of houses that come up. So look at which one pops out, which one looks best at first glance, and those are the homes that are going to sell quicker. I did a search in Kalispell, and the ones that did not stand out were the ones that were the longest on the market. If you happen to be in that price range and you're up against 147 other homes, why is somebody going to pick yours? I kind of touched on it a little bit earlier, but what I've never understood about this industry is when you buy or sell a home, it's more than likely going to be the biggest purchase or sale you ever make in your lifetime. So why is it that in this industry, you always hear, or I always hear, who are you using for an agent? Oh, I'm using my friend's neighbor's kid who just got her license 10 minutes ago. And then they wonder why the marketing's bad. And I'm not saying, there's obviously some very good agents that are young, and I was there at one point too. But when it becomes competitive like this, do a good job of vetting an agent and finding out what they're going to do for you to make your house stand out, because the days of throwing it on the market and getting multiple offers have come to an end. And the other thing your agent needs to be good at, which you need to find out before you hire them, is they need to price it well. I saw a place recently, I have some people looking for a place in this one particular area, and this place came on the market and seriously, it is $2 million overpriced, which it's unbelievable. I think in all my years, I've never seen something that overpriced. And, it's kind of pointless to, obviously you can price something, whatever you want to price it at, but, why would anybody, unless there's a gold mine that they're not telling you about that you can access from the basement, why would anybody pay that much overpriced? So you have to take your emotions out of the deal and think about it. Again, this sounds bad, but think about it as just a product. Like if you go to Target to get laundry detergent, you'll come to the row and there'll be 47 different laundry detergents on the shelf, and they're all within $1 or $2 price-wise of one another. Well, if you saw one that's $30 more than the rest of them, are you going to buy that? Probably not. Same thing goes for houses. When you're up against 147 houses, why would somebody, look at yours and say, God, that one's way more expensive than all the rest of them, and there's really nothing that justifies that. as far as amenities or, land, whatever it may be. There's just some people that price things so far off that they're never going to sell. For one, unless you have a cash buyer, it's never going to appraise for way over market value, because they're going to look at the other comps in the neighborhood, the appraisers are. And if you're getting a loan, you're going to get an appraisal. And so if you're the seller, and even if someone made an offer on that place that's $2 million overpriced, unless they're paying cash, that will never ever appraise for that, because there's no way to justify that pricing. The other huge thing that's affecting the sales right now are the interest rates. Let's take a look, and I'll show you what I'm talking about and the differences between a couple years ago and now. So let's just base it on the median price in Kalispell, and let's say you're taking out a loan for $500,000. Back in 2021, when the rates were 3% on a $500,000 loan, and this is just the loan, it doesn't include insurance or taxes, but at 3%, which is what the rates were back then, the monthly payment on that would be $2,108. Well, that same house right now, a $500,000 loan, I just checked the rate yesterday and it was at 7.19. So that same payment is $3,391, over $1,000 more per month for the same exact loan. So with that, a $500,000 house back in 2021 at a 3% $2,100 payment, right now your loan would have to be for a $310,000 to get that same $2,100 payment at 7.19%. So a lot of these homes in the median price range now are at the very top of people's price range. Once again, you better make sure it's perfect, and you better make sure at showings everything is perfect. The pictures look good, everything is spot on because of all the competition you have now, and people are pushing right up against the edge of their price range, unfortunately, with the prices we have in this valley right now, and all over the country. So the last thing that I find interesting, and I mentioned it in the intro, that's affecting the sales right now, and I've been in this business long enough where I've gone through a few presidential elections, and it seems like every 4 years, when it's the year of an election, for some reason people, they just stop looking, they stop everything. And I get this comment every single election year is, oh, I'm just going to wait and see what happens in November. Well, I guess you can do that, but I've listened to tons of entrepreneurs and tons of people that have made a lot of money. They don't care about the election. They don't care who wins. I mean, they have favorites, or there's people they would like to win more than others, but they just say, whoever wins, we're just going to adapt to whatever we have to adapt to, or we're going to pivot, whatever you need to do, because life's going to go on, and you can't just sit in a cave for 4 years if the wrong guy wins. So if you have that attitude, you can still, find some deals, you can still get your house sold, whatever it may be, but that is one of the things that comes into play, especially this year. So to wrap this up, the biggest thing you should take away from this, whether you're here in Montana or anywhere around the country, is you have a lot more competition now. So you have to do everything possible to make your house stand out, whether it's the pricing, whether it's cleaning it up and the photos, all of it has to be done perfectly. Otherwise, your house is just going to sit on the market, which is another factor that people always look at. The longer a place is on the market, it tells people that there's something wrong. They're wondering, well, why has this place been on the market for almost a year? And, it's usually the price, but there could be other issues. And that's the last thing you want when people are scrolling through all these listings, is to kind of toss yours out because, it's been on the market for so long. So they just automatically assume something's wrong. And it may be a great house and there may be nothing wrong with it, but that's the perception people are going to have when they see a place that's been on the market way longer than everybody else. So as I said earlier, if you're here in Montana or anywhere and you need help, or you need some advice on selling your place, or you want to find out why your place isn't selling, feel free to give us a call and we'd be happy to help.
Thank you for watching our video. Please call, text, or email for more information, and don't forget to watch our other videos about Montana.